A very good morning to all of you. I'm Shanali from Behind Me International Media and you're watching our morning bulletin. We're starting off with local news. Canada's Public Safety Minister David McGuinty announced that the country's new fentanyl czar will be appointed ahead of US President Donald Trump's next tariff deadline. McGuinty reassured the public that the government is moving quickly, stating, quote, "We're moving forward now." This new position was part of a deal to avoid a major trade war after Trump threatened to impose 25% tariffs on nearly all Canadian goods. In response, Canada also introduced retaliatory tariffs. McGuinty confirmed that the fentanyl czar will be in place by the 4th of March, and the scope of the role will be finalized by the end of the week. The new czar's role will tackle the fentanyl crisis from multiple angles, including foreign affairs, law enforcement, intelligence, and public health. McGuinty emphasized that this is a whole-of-society challenge that requires a coordinated response. Canada's Natural Resources Minister Jonathan Wilkinson said Thursday that the country should consider building a new west-east oil pipeline following President Donald Trump's threatened tariffs, which have exposed vulnerabilities in Canada's energy infrastructure. Wilkinson raised concerns that parts of Canada, especially Ontario and Quebec, rely on U.S. pipelines like Enbridge's Line 5 to meet their oil needs. He highlighted how a trade war with the U.S. could disrupt this vital supply. Wilkinson acknowledged that past governments never foresaw such vulnerabilities, especially as the U.S. Treats Canada more as an adversary than an ally. He stressed that Canada must reflect on its energy security, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is already in talks with provincial premiers about securing Canada's oil supply. While Quebec's Premier, François Legault, remains opposed to oil pipelines, other leaders like Nova Scotia's Tim Houston and Alberta's Daniel Smith are pushing for a new pipeline to safeguard the country's energy future. Alberta will begin collecting a $200 annual tax on electric vehicles starting next Thursday. This new fee is aimed at replacing the fuel tax electric vehicles owners no longer pay. The government says the $200 charge is in line with what drives off combustion engine vehicles contributing in fuel taxes, and it will help fund public services including road safety and maintenance. Finance Minister Nate Horner defended the tax, calling it a fair way for all drivers to contribute. However, the Electric Vehicle Association of Alberta criticized the move, arguing that the fee is punitive, particularly for low-mileage drivers and smaller vehicles. They also argue that the tax comes at a time when other regions are offering incentives to electric vehicle owners. A 15-year-old boy has been charged with second-degree murder after a woman was found critically injured in a Vaughan residence earlier Thursday morning. York Region Police responded to a call at 9:20 a.m. on Camino Drive near Rutherford Road and Jane Street. Upon arrival, officers discovered an adult female with life-threatening injuries. She was later pronounced dead at the scene. Her identity has not been released, and the teenage suspect was taken into custody and charged, though his name cannot be revealed under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Police confirmed that they are not seeking any other suspects at this time. It is still unclear if the suspect and victim knew each other, and the cause of the death remains under investigation. Homicide investigators are urging anyone with information to contact them or to reach out to the Crime Stoppers anonymously. On a global aspect now, the Trump administration's push to reduce and reshape U.S. foreign aid is severely disrupting global efforts to address hunger and famine, leaving critical programs in limbo. A spending freeze ordered by President Donald Trump upon taking office has caused confusion and delays in the international famine relief system. The freeze, expected to last 90 days for review, has temporarily halted much-needed emergency food assistance. One of the biggest casualties is the U.S. Agency for International Development, the USAID, the government's primary relief provider, which has been shut down for now. Humanitarian organizations report that about 500,000 metric tons of food worth approximately $340 million remain in limbo as aid groups wait for approval from the U.S. State Department to distribute it. Cash assistance programs in Sudan and Gaza have also been suspended, and funded for community kitchens in Sudan has stopped. The disruption has also impacted manufacturers of life-saving nutritional supplements, with stop work orders issued to 2 key suppliers. Fortunately, the US government has now rescinded these orders after significant pushback from aid organizations. Experts warn that the cessation of US aid could cost hundreds of thousands of lives, especially among severely malnourished children who rely on these vital programs. Despite the halt in assistance, organizations continue to push for clarity and approval to resume their critical work. And finally, here's your weather report for the 7th of February 2025. It's another cold day ahead, with temperatures ranging between -10 degrees Celsius and -2. Expect a chilly start to the day, with temperatures dropping to around -10 degrees Celsius in the early morning hours. As we move into the afternoon, we see a slight warming trend, with the mercury rising to a high of -2. It's also worth noting that there will be some gusty winds, making it feel even colder, so bundle up if you're heading out. You may also encounter light snow or flurries throughout the day, so be prepared for some slippery roads. For tonight, temperatures will drop back to around -8 degrees Celsius, with more snow possible later in the evening. Make sure to keep those winter coats and boots in handy as we continue through the cold stretch. Looking ahead to the weekend, moisture from the south will combine with the frigid air locked over southern Ontario, bringing snow to the region. Snow will begin in the southwestern corner of the province on Saturday evening, moving towards the Greater Toronto area in the night. Heavy snow is possible overnight, and snow may linger into Sunday morning, causing travel disruptions. Be prepared for a wintry weekend ahead. Stay safe and stay warm, Canada. Thank you for watching. Keep watching Behind Me International Media for more updates. Have a great day.